to those who believe that the homeland is the most important thing, to those who fight against violence and terrorism, to those who sacrificed by themselves for Egypt, to those who are seeking the truth, to those who are willing to understand, to the secured hearts, and those who are willing to reach more secure hearts. To all of them, we provide the result of the 12 months of investigations to think together loudly and to document events together in a journey aiming at reaching the awareness against terrorism. Our meeting is regular always, and we are looking forward all the time to meet you. Our program Capsulah is now quite clear. Our main headline is to fight against terrorist ideology. That ideology that was collapsed by Egyptians. In 1 year it was tested, and they were failure, and the Egyptians decided totally to fight against this ideology. That's why for those who are willing to join us to uproot this network and to work together on the fighting of this ideology, we need to consider the ideology of this terrorist network just to establish a wall against them, before them, and to prevent them from accessing the Egyptians again. That's why we need to be careful to uproot this ideology from our land. It's a common responsibility. Our role in this program, Capsulah, we are in the first line, and we offer what we have from information against those devils. We will continue our work with you just to shed light on them and to disclose their liars. Let us consider again the liars the terrorist network did before, and Capsulah is quite able to document more details from inside this network itself, even if the members, those who escaped abroad, and those who are hosted by the bigger and the biggest terrorist, the terrorist of Ankara, and they believe that they are away from us, but what we are doing together is making them angry. They started to discover that they are lying to each other. Who is betraying them? Who is I believe we all believe as well that they all are betrayers. That's why let us remember again that the big terrorist who is hosting them, let us consider his ideology. His ideology, which he is using in his country, in his party, as a rural and a leader for people who are unable to just form a real state. They are unable to exist. Let us show, or let us see together the consultant of this terrorist speaking in Arabic, and it is easy to monitor and document that consultant of Erdogan speaking in Arabic. He is willing to misuse those who escaped to their country for their interests. We need to discuss the Islamic Turkish movement, specifically the Justice and Development Party. Are you using the religion? You can accuse the leftist as the same. They are claiming international slogans and they are doing something different. They are saying something and doing something different, and even opposing what they are declaring. It's normal for all movements. Who evaluates that are the people themselves. The people themselves are evaluating that change. Can we imagine that values have market? This is acknowledgement that this network, even when they compare themselves to the leftist movements, they are closed groups. They are, in a way or another, working based on supply and demand principle. That's why what's happening inside this network is going to be disclosed one by one. That's why I'm willing to tell you that this big terrorist and his supporters, those who are working against Egypt, they are targeting the Egyptian state till now, and they are working till now on that objective. That's why all the time they are depending on lying, to lie to normal people, to people who are easily manipulated. That's why we need to be careful to host more than 25,000 members of that network these days. How they are doing that, why they are doing that, who is the hero among those members in these days. Refugees have rights. It's not to support the opposition or not, it's totally different, but some people are asking for refugee for being suffering from injustice as what's happening in Egypt, the injustice of the pharaonic people there. And I'm very sad that those who are escaping from Turkey, they did crimes, but those who are escaping from Egypt, they did nothing. They are innocent people. We are quite sure that they are witnesses. They didn't use weapons or shoot bullets at all. They didn't carry weapons. They were protesting. The most serious crime against them or claimed against them is demonstration. This liar called Aktai, they were using these TV channels just to promote the caliphate regime. He is speaking about those who escaped from our country. They did nothing against the law, knowing that the hero of that theater, the one we are going to defame or to criticize, is required, is wanted for court to be tried due to two cases, two accusations. This liar who is speaking to another liar, they are lying together, believing that people do not know what they are saying, or they have no minds to think about what they are saying. They didn't understand that the changes in the Middle East, they were trying to make it a new Middle East, but this project was denied, and it is now a failure due to your efforts. They do not believe that you are strong enough and you can disclose them and defame them. That's why Mohammed Fathy, who is mentioned in this interview. He was the head of Al-Fadila party. It was one of the political parties that were established after the revolution of January and the era of the terrorist group. He was issuing statements about Sharia and the implementation of Sharia. Now you can see this terrorist who introduced himself as the youngest head of the party. He is now hosted by Erdogan's consultant, Yassin Aktay, that one who acknowledged that it's a matter of supply and demand. I'm willing just to show you the incubator of those members, how they are faking everything, how they are lying. I need you to think how they are disclosing themselves. When they are trying to lie, they even are not able to lie. I need you to listen how Aktay, who is speaking in Arabic, who is a Muslim, he is a consultant for Erdogan, the biggest terrorist. He is speaking about the market of values. I need you to listen how he is referring to the religion, the Islamic religion can be used in this market and can be changing. I need to ask you, and you are official in the Turkish regime and you are Muslim, when you pass by the bars or prostitution houses, are you not feeling bad? They are harming themselves by that. Are you willing to end this scene? We are not going to prevent these actions. As Muslim, can you prevent them? You can't prevent them, but do you hope to? No, I don't want to prevent people from doing that. This is the freedom, and this is the basic. The Islamic principle is that the freedom. Whoever wants to drink can drink. We are not going to prevent them. The Prophet didn't do that. The Prophet did that when he was ruling Muslims, but not to do adultery, but if you do adultery, you will be penalized. This is the consultant of the Caliphate in his Arabic tongue, speaking to Muslims. We have the three statements speaking about how they are using the opportunities for their interest. Mohammed Fathy is the main focus. We need to know the consultant of Erdogan, and now they selected Mahmoud Fathy. Mahmoud Fathy is leading the network abroad. Mahmoud Fathy is one of the Salafists, those who were supporting Hazem Abo Ismail. He is very close to jihadist Salafists. He was appointed by young people as the new guide, and he is leading the armed fight against your country, Egypt. We need to be quite careful. Some groups assigned him as their leader. The people, opposition, and some other armed groups assign him as a leader, especially when you know that there is a conflict among the members of the group, members themselves and the leaders, those who denied this or these changes. I believe the vision is getting bigger. People who joined Mahmoud Fathy and they assigned him as a guide, that they are huge number, and this is a big change. Mahmoud himself wasn't from or wasn't belonging to Muslim Brotherhood, but we have to be quite careful. Uh, he is loyal to Khairat al-Shatir and Hazem Abo Ismail. Khairat al-Shatir sometimes was controlling the Sharia Council of the Salafist movement. Mahmoud Fathy. What about Mahmoud Fathy himself? What are the missions he is assigned to do? Let me tell you quickly. Mahmoud Fathy formed with other 5 movements. He did like integration among the 5 movements, and that was a new stage. From doing random actions, they were fighting against Egypt by all means. They formed by these groups. First one is the Hazem movement. This is the first movement, Al-Iqab al-Thawri, revolutionary penalty. Bani Suwaif revolutionaries, death penalty movement. They all are the basis to fight against the state, to harm the state, and to target the government entities in Egypt. Let us listen to Mahmoud Fathy himself, how he is speaking about that. We need to tell people finally that there is a revolution that would come sooner. We hope you all would participate, not just by going into the streets. We need you to organize yourself, to organize networks and groups, as we are going to need people's participation, as we did following the January Revolution. Those who achieved the security and defended people after the revolution, the scenario of chaos or war. Are you quite sure now, as we are quite sure that all what we have now deserves, that we need to trust on our leaders now? He is referring to the people's security guards, those who were working in the streets in organized way against the angry people. They are going to repeat that scenario. That was a scenario, that was a plan before, and this is acknowledgement. As for the terrorist Mahmoud Fathy, we need to know important information about them. Majhulun, unknown people. Those who were targeting many of those who participated in 30th of June. He was the first man in that group. He was planning to assassinate consultant Zakaria Osman, and also there were some calls on social media and some still existing to promote for the unit, the social media units that were used by those networks and movements. They were calling for chaos and targeting the government entities, the jihadist Salafists, those who are adapting violence. And as usual, Capsulah, our program, would exclusively shed light on their liars to find out the missing answers, and we did that in 12 months. We documented everything by videos and audios, and what we have cannot be denied even by those terrorist networks. That's why we need to inform you that who are controlling those people, the marionette puppets in Turkey, have to reconsider the issue again, as they are going to see how Mahmoud is giving instructions by himself publicly in one of the campaigns that may be described as failed campaigns. This is the fair description, how they were planning, and you will now listen to recording exclusive to Capsulah and how the Egyptian people was aware enough to stop these attempts by the biggest terrorist and his supporters. Peace be upon you all, young people. I thank you very much for your efforts in last campaign, Elbis Aswad, or wear in black, which is continuous. We will do it to wear black dresses and to put off lights and to do many things. We are going to work on things that are quite important, main issues. Each one has to form a group and to convince them with idea or ideology. We have to increase our followers on different social media. We have to consider the project more deeply. We have to be fully aware ideologically and on the ground. We need to be aware of the security repercussions. This is what was planned by them, and it is continuous. And Mahmoud, you can't imagine that we can see you and your bosses in Turkey, and you can reach you, and we have many things to show you. We need to just defame those marionette puppets that are controlled by others, other terrorists, those who are promoting for these campaigns, these campaigns, or those faces are the same. And let me read to you how Amr Wakid surprisingly is saying the same as said by Mohammed Fathy. Amr Wakid is saying, we will consider it a condolence in our country. I will be in black, I will participate, and I will say no. Long lines of black lines as a message, and we will be the majority, and we are going to record all those black lines. I will show to you how Mohammed Fathy has written these messages. I call you to use critical times and to have a new era of January Revolution. We will have different groups. Each one is consisting from 5 to 7 members. It's now quite clear. In Capsulah, we recorded all these messages. They are using different faces that are changing. Sometimes the Joker or Muhammad Ali, and the third stage is Mahmoud Fathy. They are one network. One is wearing a beard and another is not. We are against this ideology. We are uprooting this ideology. We are now fighting against them to make them fail in their mission. They are targeting Egyptian state and to have chaotic situation, as we have seen before with Muhammad Ali. And you need to believe that, and you are quite sure that who is controlling all these marionette puppets, those who are living abroad, Muhammad Ali and others, those who are trying just to humiliate our state, and they are trying to misuse this person. He is loyal to the terrorist network. Let us see how Mahmoud Fathy himself is confirming that Muhammad Ali, the fake actor, is one of the faces they are going to use. Can you see Muhammad Ali? He is a real man, and I call anyone who is named Muhammad Ali to do the same, to save this state and to secure yourself. No, don't harm yourself, but you can do the same as what happened by Muhammad Ali to save Egypt from this gang. Actually, I need to know or to inform you that this man, Mahmoud, Muhammad, or the Joker, or whatever, they trying just to use the members of the terrorist network, and those people can get money from Qatar or from anywhere else, as they are just making a lie with naive people, naive group. They are trying just to claim that they are popular and they have supporters and they can deal with any situation. Those opportunists, those who are riding very expensive vehicles, those who are living in luxury, those who have money, and those have a lot amount of money. How they are using this money? We in Egypt believe that they are opportunists and that they are getting money from those naive people. They are doing that for money and to get money, and that's why quickly we are going to see how those people can affect on the Egyptian people. No, they cannot. They can do nothing to the Egyptian people or even to convince the Egyptians by anything. Mahmoud and others, those who are the students of Salah Abo Ismail, the opportunist young people who is doing everything, and he is getting money, millions of dollars for them to do this mission. And that caused a huge amount of anger for the young people. The money that are used by those opportunists. Mahmoud Fathy, the student of Abu Ismail, is involved in this action. We have information that the terrorist network, in cooperation with this actor, are going to do things in that month. They are going to focus on some things, fake videos, as we have shown. They are going to provoke people against the Egyptian state and to write some slogans on the walls of the government entities. We will have hashtags, we will have social media campaigns. They are going to fake the truth, and as we have told you, some of those who are going to play in some roles in that month, they are going to do many things, but we have to be aware enough that they believe or they imagine that they are just submitting the proposal. That proposal is the basis for getting the money. And I showed you how this contractor is living. He is opportunist. He is willing to get more money. And Mahmoud himself, who is living in luxury. And the surprise is not easy. It's not easy for us and for you. And I'm quite sure that it's time now to deny this ideology and uproot it totally from our state. The details of their plan will be discussed with our guest, the researcher and the journalist, Mr. Amr Farouk, after this break. We welcome you back. Before starting our interview with our guest, I need to remind you the important points. If we say that they are restricting the electronic teams or commissions in cooperation with Mus'ad al-Barbari and the contractor Mohammed Ali for the same reason, but they were now defamed against these people as opportunists. Now they are inventing new campaigns in social media. They are claiming that they are preparing themselves to January 2020. They are trying to cause any chaos in Egypt. We have to be quite careful. They got assignments, Mohammed Fathy, and part of these assignments are related to the campaigns that are going to be launched, and they are going to launch these campaigns soon, and maybe some were already launched in the last hours. I need you to see these recordings and to consider them before starting the interview with our guest, Mr. Amr Farouk, to analyze them together. Let us listen. On the contrary, we need to be violent, and I mean here that the people need to organize themselves, but you need to remember this popular response, the wide one, will not be on the ground. And if you will find on the ground 1,000, 10,000 or millions even, the result would be the failure. Let me ask you, Mr. Amr, at the very beginning, this is the last message. They believe that they are able to convince Egyptians by that message. To whom they are speaking? Let me tell you that the conflict with the international network of Muslim Brotherhood is not finished yet. They are trying by all means at that stage to provoke Egyptians against the regime. They are dreaming to collapse the regime, and they are dreaming of having Islamic Caliphate and to rule the world. The message of Mahmoud Fathy, the head of Al-Fadila party, is playing an important role at the critical time. Recently, he is assigned by the Turkish intelligence and the international network of Muslim Brotherhood, and there are question marks. They have selected Mahmoud Fathy specifically for some reasons, but let me tell you at the beginning that the last statement that he issued on his page, he is speaking to some groups of Muslim Brotherhood. It's like 800,000 members, 800,000 of Muslim Brotherhood. The organizational framework of Muslim Brotherhood is since 1970s till 2013, you can say that the organization of this network was quite huge. They are not little, and you can think about the cycles that are sympathizing with them and connecting with them. They are clever to interact with them, and they are able to penetrate the government entities that happened before in 2011, and they used this situation in the scenario of reaching out the ruling of the country and the employment of those people, those cells, to work against the current regime. You are telling us that this message, the last one, is the message for their cycles, whether the general ones or the special ones or organizational ones, to be selected, to have this person as a hero currently. Why this person specifically? Mohammed Fathy, I believe it was better to select one from Muslim Brotherhood but they did different thing, as it is related to Mohammed Fathy personality. He is opportunist member. He was one of the tools used by Muslim Brotherhood, specifically Khairat al-Shatir, Hazem Abo Ismail, to implement the plan to control Salafist movement in Egypt through the establishment of Alkhayat al-Shar'iyya, the religious council for rights and reform that was established by Khairat al-Shatir to control Salafist members and different ideologies. Mohammed Fathy and other, he was one of the members who were playing important role at that time, and he was representing Khairat al-Shatir, by the way, and he is the one that decided to steal the attorneys of Al-Fadila party. He did that by instructions from Khairat al-Shatir. He assigned himself as the leader of the party to achieve a plan for Muslim Brotherhood and to fight against the Salafists at that time. What you are saying is very important, and correct me if I'm wrong. The message is just to gather the Muslim Brotherhood supporters and the sleeping cells, and they selected this person to attract Salafist members, to attract them towards the scenario or the scene. We have four main reasons upon which Mohammed Fathy was selected. First is just to attract the Salafist people. He is a Salafist. They are not organized, as well as other movements in Cairo. There are some other Salafist movements in Arab region, by the way. Mahmoud as well had a relation with loyal and supporters of Rifa'i Surur. He is the senior sheikh of jihadist Salafist in Egypt, and was one of the founding entity of Al-Fadila party. Dr. Khalid Saini, the founder of Salafist front, and he was the one who raised a call before time, and also having agreement with Rifa'i al-Surur, Mufti of Al-Qaeda at Libya, one of the arms of Ashmawi. He was killed in last year. This is also a kind of attraction to the jihadist Salafists represented by Daesh and Qaeda. They are just trying to unify different movements. This young man is connecting with a sleeping cell from the terrorist networks, and he is communicating with the Salafist members, those who are not decided yet to support any of the movements, and he is also enhancing relation with those who are using arms, those who are violent armed groups in Syria, or the Qaeda members, or other Daesh and others. This would lead us to the third reason. He is one of the supporters of Aqtai, the consultant. He is working through Sadat or Sadat, which is a branch of the Turkish intelligence. It is used in different dirty works of the intelligence in Middle East and Arab region, and Mahmoud is playing important role with this entity. This entity is supervising some of offices and associations for the sake of the Turkish intelligence. They are supporting and funding them. And the last one, Anadol Cell, one of the arms of This entity, it is affiliated directly to the Qatari intelligence on the study center. It is one of the arms of the Qatari intelligence, and the many media platforms discussed that CETA Center and the Qatari intelligence is playing a role to the Qatari intelligence through having some studies and researches on the reality. Now you are referring to another surprise. Why he is interested in Libyan scene. That means he is playing a role with Sadat or the militia, the military arm or the revolutionary guard of Turkey. It's now getting more clearer. After the death penalty against those who were those who assassinated the Attorney General, Mr. Barakat, one of the TV channels, Libyan, hosted Mahmoud. He was accused at that time, and he criticized the regime, and as you know, there is a relation between Muslim Brotherhood in Libya and also the Muslim Brotherhood in Turkey. Khalid Said, he is the partner, and he is close to Mohammed Fathy. He played an important role by the Turkish intelligence in Libya. He was sent, and I published that in 2018, and I discussed how Khalid Said was assigned to do something with the militia, armed militia in Libya, and with Hisham Ashmawi, Omar al-Rifai, and Omar Abdel Hamid, and others. I need to get back to this person at that critical time. What are they planning for Egypt? As you are referring now, they are recalling different groups, and we have monitored some by our sources. How are they going to work? Let me continue. Important point to select Mohammed Fathy, who is not a Muslim Brotherhood member, in order not to say that Muslim Brotherhood failed to provoke people to go into streets against the current regime. This person is implementing the plan for intelligence. He is a proxy for intelligence and entities, those who are planning for them. I believe he was selected that maybe he has the ability to just gather all those groups you mentioned, the sleeping cells of Muslim Brotherhood or Salafist or Daesh or Qaeda. He's moving in different fronts. He is just making a fake situation of unity. Can you remember the Tayar al-Ummah or the nation movement? Mahmoud Fathy was calling for that. He was calling for the nation movement, and this project is compatible with the project of Akhtai to restructure the Islamic movement in the whole world. I had some documents. They were communicating with some members in Egypt and the Gulf states. They were inviting them to attend a conference. That conference wasn't public. I got invitation, but later on it was planned to have it as secret, but it was later declared. They invited some leaders of Al-Qaeda, former leaders, Muslim Brotherhood, and leaders. As they are jihadist Salafists, they believe that carrying arm based on Kinana call and agreements that they had together and fatwa they got from their sheikhs to kill Muslims. This is something that is legal by the Islamic law. They are just preparing all these people to prepare for something. Yes, of course, and in this part I can't separate Muslim Brotherhood from those movements. As Muslim Brotherhood of the 30th of June, they uncovered their face to use violence and to target the state, and this goes in parallel with Daesh and Al-Qaeda. Let me tell you that all these movements or the political Islamic movements, they are focusing on 2 points: the caliphate issue through 4 dimensions, and also the 20th century ignorance. All movements, Salafist, Tabligh and Da'wah, Al-Nur Party, they are believing in caliphate or the caliphate project. They need strength, they need geopolitical arms, and also they have expectations to rule as well. They believe that Arab people or nations are living in a situation that is very close to the ignorance era or illiteracy, and all these issues were discussed by Said Qutb, Ma'alim Ala al-Tariq, and also the document to pay back any attack, also to exhaust the state itself and to collapse the collapse plan, to collapse the state. They are loyal to the religion, they believe in that, and all objectives are based on that. They are not recognizing the issue of homeland or borders or whatever. They have their own project. The one is to exhaust the state, that was translated in different theories that were set by Abu Bakr Nagi, one of the leaders of Al-Jama'ah Al-Islamiyya, Islamic group, that they inspired this ideology by this literature, and also Said Qutb himself did a document, and the Muslim Brotherhood is using it to pay back the attack against the Islamic movement in the book titled Why They hung me up, لماذا أعدموني. They are targeting the leaders of the state, topped by the president, the leaders of these sovereign entities, to destroy infrastructure, bridges, projects, and whatever used by citizens, just to pressure more on the citizens to cause angry with the regime. This is their project. As you mentioned, this project, I need to refer to the point, the flag, and the compatibility with the Turkish flag, or the similarity, the crescent, the star. Turkey is using the red color, and the flag used by Mahmoud is green. We are seeing the green flag or color with the movement, the nation movement represented by Mohammed Fathy. This project is the project of Yassin Aktay, who is the supervisor of Muslim Brotherhood in Turkey, as he is one of the main officers in Turkey. This project is aiming at having all movements existing, the Islamic political movements, to develop them into revolutionary and to unite against the regime. To raise a flag, this is one of the flags used by Ottomanate, and this flag was changed in different times, having 3 stars, or crescent, and the 3 stars in green. The Turkish flag is using the red, and that is a referral to the sovereign entities. The green is referring to the leader or the caliphate. They are interpreting the colors of the flag in that way. The green is used for the caliphate ideology, or the project of Erdogan to establish the new Ottomanate state. Let me just focus on a point that some of our intellectuals were saying that this terrorist group were raised in the Egyptian lands, and surprisingly, even the flag itself the flag they are using, it is symbolic. It has no sovereignty. This is a surprise. If you are going to consider Muslim Brotherhood as a peaceful national movement, it is wrong. Muslim Brotherhood is using violence since it was established by Hassan al-Banna and the other leaders, and they are working on the project at the era of Mubarak. They were training members abroad, and Mahdi Akif said that he is going to send 10,000 soldiers to Lebanon, and they had camps. The security entities arrested many of the members in some of the camps. But let me tell you that they are working on the armed branches, and Mohammed Fathy was one of the members who established and supported these arms through Muhammad Kamal when he was in Cairo. And also the Minister of Youth at the era of Morsi had a camp in Sinai, and he called the young people of the network or the group. There are Al-Tala'i camps that were established for the purpose of training Muslim Brotherhood youth how to make a bomb or explosives. That was the foundation to change other movements into armed groups. But the Egyptian security entities stopped this plan, and the revolutionary penalty that was established following the 30th of June, they had a laptop in which they had different files and all information about the members of that revolutionary network. It was at a critical time. They were trying just to provoke people to go into the streets. Al-Tara'a camps as well that were established in desert areas, and they dismantled this camp, and they arrested the leaders. Muslim Brotherhood had a project. This project is to achieve it or to use arms. As Hassan al-Banna said in his literature, Muslim Brotherhood will use strength if they had nothing else to use. This is the project that was stopped by the Egyptians before or after 30th of June. After 30th of June, this is the revolutionary punishment movement. We had a crisis at the era of Mubarak. The political regime at that time, they were against the organization, the political activities, but they weren't controlling their religious activities. That's why they were widespread in the mosques. They were connected to the people in the mosques. That's why they had Kandahar Friday. They collected religious people, or they were using mosques to gather people to control the political Islamic movement and parties. It's very important. We are not against the religion. We are against extremism, violence. Those people are not following the moderate Islamic principles. Again, I need to get back to Mohammed Fathy before 30th of June. What was his role, and after 30th of June, what was his role? We have now the international network, Aqtai, and they are connecting with the Salafist and terrorist networks. Before and after, he was one of the students of Abo Ismail. He was loyal, and he was a leader in Hazem that used violence after 30th of June, and he was in the group that launched a siege over the media production city, and they were also launching different sieges in different sensitive or critical locations to pressure the regime at that time. Some of the decisions taken by Morsi Mahmoud Fathi was clear through Hazem and the supporters of Hazem Abo Ismail. And in one of the interviews, he claimed that, or he hoped that Hazem Abo Ismail would be the Speaker of the Parliament, Alkhayat al-Shatter, the Prime Minister. And he didn't speak about his position. He is a servant for both. He is one of the close supporters to Khairat al-Shatter. He was used to divide the Salafists and to control them by Khairat al-Shatter and to establish the Alkhayat al-Sharia, the religious council for rights and reform, to work for Muslim Brotherhood and Khairat al-Shatter. And afterwards, after 30th of June, he escaped to Turkey and he became one of the top leaders there. He had a close relation with Yassin Akhtai. He is the general sponsor of Muslim Brotherhood. Turkey is just also hosting this person, and he is wanted by Interpol. He had accusations against him in the court in Egypt. Mohammed Fathy al-Islamboli, he escaped to Turkey as well. He told that the Turkish intelligence employed Egyptians from Muslim Brotherhood, Salafist, and the Islamic group to participate in different armed actions in Syria, and that would be for the sake of the nationality, to get the Turkish nationality. Mohammed Fathy was sponsoring and supervising the employment of youth, 350 members. Those people participated in Al Zaytun. Yes, they were trained and used by Sadat. They were getting $3,500 yes, as well as the nationality. Some are asking questions why Erdogan granted some leaders of Muslim Brotherhood the nationality. There are some financial accusations against some of them. Yes, some of them were used by the Turkish intelligence. The international network is supervising the situation in general, and there is an important point. Let me tell you that to discuss this network, it takes time, and we in this program, Capsulah, we are going to speak more and more about this network. I apologize for not having enough time. Thank you very much, Mr. Amr Farouk, researcher and specialist on political Islamic movements. Thank you very much, and I assure you that this is our role and your role and the role of any sincere people to uproot this group from our country as ideology, and we have to fight against them by all means. Thank you very much.